Hey guys, this is Stadi and welcome back to Comic Space, and today we have one of the major updates with what is happening with Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and the one thing that has been lingering on everyone's mind, what this version of the Avengers that we're actually going to be meeting in the upcoming Doomsday and in Secret Wars, because obviously the landscape of the MCU has been quite changed since the time of the Infinity Saga, and it does keep changing with every day goes by, and with Marvel Studios also still figuring out a lot of things, and a lot of projects are still in a kind of limbo. But again, given everything, today we have a major update about what this version of Avengers is actually going to be looking like, and also talking about the characters that are not going to be showing up, because the majority of characters that we have in the MCU right now, they are not going to be showing up in Doomsday or even in Secret Wars. That is not going to be happening. So where this is all going to be leading for those characters? So again, the rumor mill has been buzzing with all of these major names that we are going to talk about, and the first name being SpiderMan. 100% Tom Holland is going to be returning as Spider-Man, and by the way, he's going to be doing a lot of juggling when he's going to be heading into the production of Avengers Doomsday at the same time as Spider-Man 4 is also going to be heading into the production, and obviously Secret Wars will be on the horizon as well. So the character of Peter Parker 100% is going to be such an integral part, especially if we're talking about introducing Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom, because again, that is one of the thing that we have talked about in the previous video as well. One of the character dynamics that Marvel Studios will be largely focusing on in Avengers Doomsday for sure. I am not sure about Secret Wars, but that aspect of Spider-Man and obviously this version of Doctor Doom, who obviously have the same face as our Tony Stark. So again, that is one name, and which again, he is going to be quite a core and an integral member of the Avengers from 616, because we are going to see a lot of Avengers coming from different universes, X-Men, Inhumans maybe. So again, there's a lot of things going on anyhow. So the roster will be joined by our two captains, with Captain America, with obviously Sam Wilson taking the mantle and moving forward from Brave New World, and obviously leading up to Avengers Doomsday and building this new version of the Avengers. And another name, and that is Captain Marvel for sure. Carol Danvers as well as Peter these are the two very pivotal characters. So as Sam Wilson, because obviously he's our captain now. But anyhow, all of these three characters that I mentioned, and obviously you having Captain Marvel still active in the MCU right now, because we don't have Scarlet Witch. Marvel Studios have put that character on hold for a while. So one of the major and the strongest characters that you have right now, that is Carol Danvers. So obviously that is one of the characters alongside Peter, just like I said, and obviously Sam Wilson is our captain. Another names, which again I think after these three names, a lot of the things kind of get blurry, because we still don't know if we are actually going to be seeing any of the characters returning from the Infinity Saga days as well. Because again, I'm really not sure about Ant-Man, Hawkeye, or even Hulk. We are going to talk about it in just a minute. But another two major names, and that is Shuri's Black Panther and Shang-Chi, which again, two another major characters, which again makes in complete sense with obviously the addition of Shang-Chi, because again he is also one of the newest addition to the MCU and one of the new characters that Marvel Studios have went on to introduce in the Multiverse Saga, who largely have ties to the Multiverse Saga. Because a lot of the other characters, or even Kamala for that say, I do think that she might be even playing some role in Avengers film as well. Just not talking about the Young Avengers project, but obviously the bangle of Kamala, and that can also be coming into the play. Given everything that, Shang-Chi is probably one of the characters that Marvel Studios, newly introduced characters, that is actually going to be the part of this updated version of the Avengers for sure, alongside Shuri's Black Panther. And the character of Black Panther was also quite pivotal in the comic Secret Wars as well. And again, I think it is obviously going to be a live action adaptation. This is going to be Marvel Studios adaptation of that Marvel Comics Avengers Secret Wars. So again, there's going to be a lot of different things happening. And again, I think these are the few names that we can be quite sure about. Because anyhow, until I think we get Brave New World, which again, I don't think so they are actually going to give us a lot about what that team actually would look like until we actually head into Avengers Doomsday, because there's nothing happening before it. Another name that we need to talk about, and that is Doctor Strange, which 100% he's going to be returning for Avengers films, and obviously for Doctor Strange 3 that Marvel haven't officially announced, but they're making some progress on that front, and I'm hoping that we do get Doctor Strange 3 in between what is going to happen with Doomsday and in Secret Wars. And again, I think it also looks to be might not be making his next appearance in the Avengers Doomsday, but directly in Doctor Strange 3 and then leading up to Avengers Secret Wars. So given that, we also have rumors that Marvel is probably going to be adapting the Times Runs Out storyline from the comics as well for Doctor Strange 3. And again, if you have read that comic, kind of in spoiler alert, it does not go well for Doctor Strange at the end of that run. So we might not be getting Doctor Strange back even in the MCU right now, and they probably might be setting up another character, possibly Clea, to play a much more larger role and taking place of Strange in terms of the whole multiversal thing and leading up to Secret Wars. And again, we are for sure missing a lot of the names from what we have in the MCU right now. We have a lot of things going on, and that has been one of the major things about the multiverse saga, that Marvel Studios just not went on to focus on in one primary storyline, but they had different aspect to it. With the supernatural side of the MCU, projects such like the Midnight Suns that Marvel Studios is building towards, Blade, Agatha all along, Werewolf by Night, and all of those characters. The cosmic side of the MCU, with everything going on, a lot of these characters are not going to have anything to do with anything, especially talking about Secret Wars. And now talking about the Infinity Saga characters, talking about Bruce Banner or Clint Barton and Scott Lang. All of these characters, or even Thor, which again I think given out of all of those names, Thor is probably the most prominent one to return to Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. I think that's the one character, and I'm not talking about just in variant, but as 616 Thor for probably can be returning to. And anyhow, I'm also quite on the fence with Bruce Banner's name even, which you probably will be thinking that shouldn't be a no-brainer. But it is just the fact that the way this saga has been set up, there are still a lot of questions about how it is actually going to be moving forward. And I'm just not talking about the lineup of the Avengers team. There are still a lot of things going on, and we still haven't been introduced to our main big bad of the multiverse saga. And we are just about to close in the saga, which is going to be very interesting to see. Anyhow, talking about Hawkeye and Thor and Banner, all of these characters are for sure going to be returning, which we possibly think for Banner it has to be some sort of a World War Hulk adaptation in some way before they actually send that character off. Hawkeye is for sure is going to be returning for the second season of Hawkeye, and Thor, if Marvel Studios is planning a good send-off for that character, that has been such an integral part throughout the days of the Infinity Saga, it has to be in his own film before they send him off and to actually complete the story of all of these characters. And I'm still not sure about how Scott is going to be doing. So with everything going on, it is going to be very fun when we head into the last leg, into this last phase of the multiverse saga. So I think it is time for me to see you guys off on this one. I'm so glad that you guys got the time to hear me out. Thanks for listening to me. This is your host Adi signing off. See you in the next one.